Welcome to day 3 of our Embrace Your Journey Yoga Challenge. Today is all about exploration and play. Think of this practice as a chance to reconnect with your inner child, let go of perfection, and just flow. Zora Neale Hurston once said, "There are years that ask questions and years that answer." So let this practice be one where those moments can guide you to the answer that your heart is looking for. Grab your mat, take a deep breath, and let's flow. Let's get comfortable on our mat, seated position. Start to relax, get into your practice. Invite that breath in. Let it come all the way down. Start to straighten up through your spine. Maybe you roll your shoulders back. Just start to get comfortable. And we're going to drop that left ear to left shoulder, opening up on the right side. After day 1 and day 2, day 3 is a little bit more fun. Go ahead and center your head and exhale, drop that right ear to right shoulder. A little bit more explorative, a little bit more curious. So we're going to take it easy for today for our warm-ups. And come back up to the center. Take your hands, bring them together, heart center, and then flip them over so the palms are facing outward, and we're just going to rotate our wrist. Start to warm up these joints that don't often get love, even though we need to. Opposite way. Perfect. Go ahead, rest your hands to your side, and then we're going to lift our shoulders up in a shoulder shrug. Exhale, drop it down. Inhale, shoulder shrugs. Exhale, drop it down. Do this for a few times. Just shake the hands out. Release any of that tension that may get built up from last night or today, whatever time of day you're watching this. Sigh it out. And inhale, reach the arms up. We're going to bend at the elbows, clasp our elbows with both hands, chest up and proud. And exhale, lean over to the left. Just like we did yesterday, but we're going to take a different turn. Inhale and center than we did yesterday. Come over to the right and center. We're going to make some circles with our bodies still framed. Sighing as we go down, inhaling as we come up. Breathing with this movement. Reconnecting with that breath. Letting go of what it looks like. And just letting our body flow. Once you come up, let's take it the opposite way. Keep those hands on those elbows. Good. Breathe it out. And come back up through the center. Inhale, reach the arms and rotate the wrist on the way down. Just wrap your arms around yourself. Giving yourself a really big hug. Just before we start our practice, starting with some self-love. Starting your year off with that love. Showing up on the mat is one of those forms of love. Switch arms so that opposite arm is on top. I'm going to move into tabletop. Hands underneath the shoulders, knees underneath the hips, and we're going to extend our right leg out, coming onto that inner right foot. And exhale, drop your hips to heel. Inhale, come back up to a flat tabletop position, so back is flat. Exhale, sink the hips to heel, and inhale again, going back and forth. Letting your breath be the cue, guiding you back and forth. Really showing some love and awareness to that inner hip. And go ahead, bring that right knee back under, switch sides, extend that left leg out, coming on that inner left foot. Exhale, drop the hips down to heel. Perfect. Come back up. And again, a few times like this. And perfect. Come back into tabletop. Go ahead and center that right hand into the middle of the mat. Twist up on the left hand. Rotate the wrist when you do. Twinkle the fingers. Take some circles with this. So our left arm is taking really big circles. Right hand grounded into the mat, supporting us. Knees are grounded into the mat. Opposite way. Left hand comes down on the mat. Switch sides, centering that left hand to the middle of the mat. Twist up on the right. Rotate that wrist. Exhale, let's start taking our circles. An opposite way. Right hand comes back down to the earth. Drop the belly, carve the nose up. Exhale, push through the palms. Dome the spine, come into cat. And inhale back into cow. We're going to tuck our toes and step it back into downward facing dog. Cycle the legs out once you get here. Take your time moving into downward facing dog. You got this. Three big breaths here. Okay.
Recording.
Inhale, look up and crisscross your way to the front of the mat. Coming into a forward fold. Have both fists between the feet just to kind of give yourself a distance from the left and right foot underneath those hips. Cycle through the knees, sway it out. Just play here for a little bit. Let the head hang, let the shoulders sag. Slowly make your way up, still swaying a bit up into mountain pose. Once you get there, shake it out. Roll the shoulders down and back. Inhale, lift the arms, bring the palms together. Hands to heart center. And just setting an intention for today, for day 3, which is reconnecting with our inner child, letting go of that perfectionism and just flowing, not just on the mat, but outside of this practice as well. Being able to play more, being able to feel joy, because the thing about joy is that it demands to be felt in the soul and in every inch of the body. So let that intention stay with you on and off the mat. Hands come down to your side, and we're going to play around a little bit in the spirit of this reconnecting with inner child with dancer's pose. So go ahead and center your left foot to the middle of the mat, having a micro bend in that left knee. And as you do, bring up the right knee, grabbing onto that right foot with your hand. And we're going to slowly bend into that left knee, Extend the left arm out in front of you. Lift the back right foot, coming into dancer's pose. Breathe here, find your balance. Become a little bit straighter with that left knee if you can. It's okay to wobble and find your balance. This is about playing with a new pose for you. This is not about perfectionism. Exhale, start to bring it in. Release that right leg, shake it out. Perfect. We're going to do it on the right side, centering that right foot into the middle of the mat, micro bend. Bring that left knee up, grab onto that left foot with your left hand, and start to extend the right arm in front of you. Lift up that left leg a little bit higher if you can. Find that balance. You'll feel some wobbles, you'll feel some shakes, totally normal. Almost as if you have a rose in the center of your palm. Breathe here and come back to center. Release that left leg, shake it out. Perfect. Trying something new. It's a little bit fearful that we may fall or fail, but it's all about trying. Center the legs underneath the hips, roll the shoulders back, adjust yourself, take a sip of water if you need to. And breathe. Pick up that right knee and exhale, send it back, bending into that left leg, reach the arms up, come up into warrior. And for warrior, we want our right heel down on the mat and the right toes pointed to the outside of the right of the mat. If you want to, if that's a little bit challenging, coming up on your right tippy toes works as well. So find your warrior one for today and get there. Inhale, pick the fingertips up. Sink a little bit deeper in the hips. Breathe. Exhale, cascade the hands down. Frame that left foot. Palms touch the mat. Send those left toes back, coming into plank. Or if this is a little bit challenging, you can move into tabletop. Breathe in. Exhale, forehead comes down to the mat. Inhale, pick up upward facing dog. Thighs off of the mat. Deep breath in here. Exhale, gaze past that left shoulder. Perfect. Center. Exhale, gaze past that right shoulder. And center. Take your time. Make your way into downward facing dog. You got this. Cycle through the knees if you need to. Inhale, look up. And crisscross your way to the front of the mat, taking the opposite leg this time. Make your way to a forward fold. Breathe here. Catch your breath a little bit. Inhale, halfway lift. Back flat. Exhale. Come down to a forward fold. Bend into the knees. Reach the arms up. Root to rise. Go slow-mo with that chin tucked until your arms are overhead. Exhale. Rotate the wrists down to your sides. Pick up that left knee and send it back. Come into a warrior one. Right knee bent. Finding that left foot placement, either on your tippy toes or toes pointed out to the left. Breathe here. Keep that right knee centered directly above that right ankle. Reach up with the fingertips. Exhale, cascade it down, framing that right foot. Send those right toes back. Come into plank or tabletop. Breathe here for 3, for 2, 1, release. Forehead comes down to the mat. Inhale, pick up upward facing dog. Exhale, gaze past that right shoulder this time. And center. Gaze past that left shoulder this time. Perfect. And center. Tuck the toes, step it back. Meet me in downward facing dog. 3 cleansing breaths once we get here. You got this. Start to feel that warmth building from the core and expanding all the way out. Use your breath to guide it throughout the body. Just keep recording. I have to look at this real quick. Inhale, look up. Soften the knees. Kiss the toes together. Sink the hips back. Move into your child's pose. Forehead touches the mat. Relax. Open your legs wide enough so your belly has space, so that inhale can really expand. Full belly breath. Just breathe here, coming back to that natural cycle of breath. Inhale, look up. Lift up, cross the legs, extend them out underneath you to the length of the mat. We're going to recline all the way back into Savasana, but we're not going to seal our practice yet. We're going to bring our knees up to the chest, wrap your arms around the knees, rocking back and forth on that spine. Perfect. And take the 2 forefingers, wrap them around your big toe and pull those knees back underneath your arms. Feet flat, facing up to the ceiling, coming into a happy baby. We can experiment here and just play around, extending the legs out wide, bringing them in. Maybe you just stay in regular happy baby. Maybe you explore a little bit and rock a little bit more. Bring that breath in. Come back to a regular happy baby. Release the toes and extend the legs out. Now we can fully come into Savasana, into corpse pose. So take up as much space as you need on the mat. Get comfortable. Place one hand over your heart, the other over your abdomen. And just remembering the intention that we set earlier about keeping that joy, that inner child at the forefront of our mind when we do things, when we play, and scheduling play more. There's so many times and so many days that go by where you haven't even thought about doing something that you wanted to for yourself, that made you laugh or that felt joyful to you outside of TV or video games, something that you've always wanted to do as a child that you never got around to doing. Just encourage that side of you to come out a little bit more and to shine. Let's keep that at the forefront of our mind as we close out this practice. Take a deep breath in with me. Exhale, release. Relax. Let the weight of your body sink into the mat. Let your arms fall if they want to. And just be still. I'll cue us out of Savasana when it's time. All you need to do is just be. Start to bring attention back to your conscious body. Wiggle the toes. Keep your eyes closed though. Bring that attention from the soles of your feet to your fingertips. Wiggle the fingertips all the way up to your shoulders. Shimmy the shoulders. Up to the nose. Wiggle the nose. And then slowly turn over onto your side, using your arm like a pillow. Or pushing yourself back up. Coming into an easy seated position, just how we began. And now sweep the arms up. Palms come together. Bring them to heart center and bow the head so we can close our practice. Ending with gratitude, ending with intention. Thank you so much for joining me for this playful, creative practice. It is a beautiful reminder that yoga does not have to be rigid. It is a space to explore, to express, and to just be. So let that expression come out with you today and have that freedom to really embrace your authentic self. I'll see you tomorrow for day 4. Don't forget to comment below with how you felt after today's practice. I'm sending you all my love. Peace.